Greetings and blessings. Thank you guys for joining Master Chef Nay in the Kitchen Lab for more flavored and seasoned recipes. Today we are making my ribeye, loaded potatoes, sauteed shrimp, and broccoli. Let's get started. Okay, first we're going to start with our potatoes. Making sure my volume up here. I got my water boiling. So I'm going to keep the red potatoes with the skin on them. And I'm making my meals for a family of 4. It's me and my 3 children. And I'm going to peel the russet potatoes. Give them a little bath. And some water. Before I dice them. I'm going to just roughly dice them before I boil them. And we're going to mash these. And I just roughly dice them like that. Jeez Louise, calm down, Titan. The small ones really don't need to be diced in half, but I just do it. You're going to boil these until they fork tender. About 20 minutes. Depending on your stove top, 20 to 25 minutes. And just bring them back up to a boil and put a lid on them. Loose lid. We'll get some ventilated air. Okay, let's get our broccoli. Just stack up the edge. You can freeze these. I be freezing these sometimes and use these for my like stock when I'm making homemade broth and stuff. Yeah, so whatever you decide. Let's make our sauce that's going to go on our steaks. I'm going to put these in the oven, but you can grill these as well. You can marinate these overnight and put them on a grill, or you can saute them in a pan, however you like. So I'm just adding some mushrooms in here. Before we go any further with our steak sauce, I'm going to drizzle some grapeseed oil. You can use whatever oil you have on hand. Put it over my broccoli. And I'm also going to put some black pepper. About 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, or however much you like. Season it to your taste. Also some sea salt. I'm going to put a teaspoon of sea salt in here. And again, you can season this to your taste. You can put more or less, however you like your broccoli. And also I'm going to add some Badia Complete. I'm going to put this right over the top like that. And I'm about to put the lid on here and let this steam until it's fork tender. We're gonna dice up about half of an onion, maybe a quarter of the onion, about half. And I'm just gonna dice them like that, make some moons. All right, put some grapeseed oil in here or whatever oil you have on hand. About 2 teaspoons. I'll put some garlic puree in here, some garlic paste. Also put some minced garlic in here, some texture. And you can never have too much garlic anyway. That's about a teaspoon. We're gonna put some steak seasoning in here. I got this from the Dollar Tree, this steak seasoning. It's really good. Oh, kind of made a mess. You can eyeball this. I put about a teaspoon, about a teaspoon and a half of that steak seasoning. Then I'm gonna use some adobo. It's the white pepper kind. And I'm gonna put you can use a half a teaspoon. I don't know how you like your food seasoning. I'm putting a whole teaspoon. Also some garlic pepper seasoning. I'm using a half a teaspoon for this. Would you please move that off my eye, please? I'm not ready to cook it yet. Put it on this counter. Some onion powder. Teaspoon of onion powder. Garlic powder. Teaspoon of garlic powder. You can use half teaspoons. I just normally just eyeball mine, but yeah, use half teaspoons to start out with, and if you want more when you taste it, you just put more in there. And these are parsley flakes. You can put fresh parsley if you want. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes. We're gonna melt some butter here. Just gonna pinch some off. And it's about 2 teaspoons. Put our melted butter in here. Okay, I have some balsamic vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, some sherry cooking wine, and steak sauce. And I'm gonna put about, let's see here, about 1/4 of each, maybe. I'm used to eyeballing it when it comes to this recipe. And I haven't made my steaks in a long time, so I'm just going with my instinct here. And this is the Worcestershire sauce. 1/4 of that. The sherry, I'm gonna put a splash. So I got half of the 1/4. And our steak sauce, I want to go ahead and eyeball this. So about a tablespoon of steak sauce. And again, you can make this ahead of time and marinate these. Go ahead and get it some mix. Mix everything together. Look at that. It smells so good. I wish you guys can smell it. Put a little bit more parsley in here. I almost want to add some basil. I'm feeling basil. I think I'm going to add a little bit of basil. I'm going to add some basil here. That's about maybe a teaspoon. Make sure everything is nicely coated. My old shaking. And I'm going to put foil on this. Now, you're going to cook this for about 30 minutes. Depending on how thick your steaks are. If they're the regular size, thick cut size, you'll cook them for about, if you like them well done like me, you'll cook them for about 35 to 40 minutes. These ones are just fillets, ribeyes. So I'm going to make these for about 30 minutes. I'm going to put 20 minutes with the foil on, maybe. Or no, I'm just going to roast them without the lid. Alright, our potatoes should be done after about 20 minutes to 25 minutes. Okay, they're pork tender. I'm going to take about 2 teaspoons of butter and put it in there. Gonna put some cream cheese in here. Got some garlic paste we're gonna put in here. You can put minced garlic or whatever garlic you want to put in here. We adding parsley flakes. We're going to put a scoop of sour cream in here. About 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And we're going to use some ranch. We're going to put about maybe 2 tablespoons of ranch, 3 tablespoons of ranch. We don't want them runny, we want them to have some texture. I'm going to put some S&P in here. We're going to start with our pea. And we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon. And then 1/4 sea salt. And let's mash this with our fork. You can use a potato masher, but I'm going for a little texture in here. I don't know if that's going to really happen because I got to make sure the cream cheese is melted and well distributed evenly or what. But I want to kind of leave it in some nice chunks and just stir it. Make sure you get all that cream sauce in there, stir it around evenly with that S&P, the salt and pepper, sour cream coming through with that ranch. And you can test it and see if you need more S&P. I'm going to add more salt, I know for sure. I mean more pepper, I know for sure. So I'm going to do that now. And some more parsley flakes. And just mix it up so it's all well combined. This smells so good in here, y'all. Let's get us a taste. See if we need some more salt. Ooh, that's so good and creamy. Taste that, Tiger. Hello. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt. This should do it. So about 2 1/4 teaspoons. Taste it though. You might like it just how it was. Okay, here go our mashed potatoes. I'm gonna add my shredded sharp cheddar on top. It's upside down, whatever. I'm gonna add that on top. Add a little in there first. Then I'm gonna mix it. I'm not gonna smash it no more. I'm just gonna mix it roughly. Get that flavor in there. And that should be it. And then I put it on top. Like that. And I'm going to put the lid on this baby to let her melt. Alright, let's drizzle our shrimp with some oil. And I just use some grapeseed oil here. You can use whatever oil you have on hand. Whatever oil you like cooking with. I'm going to put some Goya. You don't need the whole pack of Goya. You just need about a 1/4 or a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon, I'm sorry. 1/4 teaspoon to a half for. So 1/4 teaspoon to a half a teaspoon. And I'm going to take my adobo here. You got to be careful with shrimp. You know, you can't over season these. So I'm using 1/4 of the adobo. 1/4 teaspoon of the adobo. I'm using 1/4 of the white pepper. I'm not going to use quite the whole 1/4 because I don't want it to be spicy. Because I want it to be spicy but not hot because I'm going to use this Creole seasoning. I'm going to use about 1/4 of the Creole. You can always add some if you need more seasoning. And I'm putting 1/4 of paprika just for a little smokiness. A squeeze of lime. And a squeeze of lemon. A nice squeeze of lemon. We're going to also add some minced garlic in here. This is a teaspoon I have here. Okay, I'm going to add some pureed ginger in here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that's about 1/4 teaspoon. And some pureed garlic. And add the same amount. About 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to mix this up really well. So all the shrimp can be coated with the seasonings. And you can make this marinade ahead as well and marinate these shrimp for 24 hours. And you can also, or the night before, you can also put these on the grill. You can bake these. You can, whatever you want to do to them. I'm going to saute mine in some butter. And normally I would use white wine, but I only have white wine vinegar. So that's what we're going to use today. Okay, I'm going to put a stick of butter in my pan here. You can use a half stick of butter if you like. I'm going to use a whole stick of butter. I have some white wine vinegar. I'm going to put a little splash in there. That's about a teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Let the butter go ahead and melt. Okay, I turned my butter up a little bit. Put my shrimp in there. We're going to stir this. You want to turn your temperature up so it can be like sauteing. Okay, I'm sauteing my shrimp here. You're going to saute these babies for about 7 minutes. Depending on your stove, how hot your stove work or whatnot. But I do mine for 7 minutes. So I don't like none of my food raw or medium rare, none of that. So yeah, about 7 minutes. You can put a lid on these if you like, or leave the lid off. And after about, actually, 4 minutes to 5 minutes, it's done. The shrimp is done. Our shrimp, our broccoli, mashed potatoes, and our ribeyes. Oh, taste and see. Thank you guys for joining Master Chef Nay in the Kitchen Lab for more flavor and seasoned recipes. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. And please let me know what I can make next. And also tag me if you decide to make any of my recipes and let me know how it went, how it tastes. It is good. Blessings.